Hello YouTube, this is Waynisha Smith, and I'm here to talk about Captain America Civil War. Civil War is a two-part movie. It's the sequel to the Avengers, like after Avengers 2, and it's also a sequel to Captain America Winter Soldier. Now, if you don't know Marvel movies by now, you know you cannot skip a single movie of the Marvel movies. You can't skip, otherwise you lose valuable information. New people will be in it, and you won't know who they are. So for those of you who skipped Ant-Man, you won't know who Ant-Man is in Civil War. So you need to go back, watch that, and then you'll understand who Ant-Man is. And those of you who know you gotta see every Marvel movie, you can't skip, good for you, because new characters will be in, and you'll be like, who the hell are they? So anyway, moving on to this movie, I'm going to start off with this movie's bad guy. For some reason, people always forget the bad guys of Marvel movies. And with understanding, Marvel has this thing where they like to tweak the bad guy too much. And I wish they just stopped doing that and leave the bad guy as a freaking bad guy, as in the comic book. Like, for instance, Iron Man 3 would have been way better if the Mandarin was really the freaking Mandarin. He was a guy with powerful rings from alien tech. That would have been great. That would have been far more entertaining and far more better. Just like in this movie, the guy name was Zemo. Zemo, as we all know, is a guy who has this latex thing that is permanently on his skin because of some accident. Now, I understand he didn't get it in the beginning of the movie, but I would have loved to see it somewhere down the line. I feel like that would have been more interesting. But they gave Zemo character in some layers. Basically, sometime in in Avengers 2, his family and himself and his father was on the outskirts of the city, far away from the fighting, and the only thing they wanted was a good look at Iron Man at least once, fly by at least once. But there was an accident and his family ended up dying. His wife and son died. Now, Marvel was going ahead and just trying to make us care about this character. And he did his job effectively, as in, I wasn't scared of him, but he killed people. He wasn't a pussy. I respect him. But I don't remember him as much. I mean, like, he could be gone off the Marvel's universe for, like, forever, and I wouldn't really remember him. And I guess he's the first character the Marvel characters in a show can actually sympathize with. Because, yeah, the reason why he's suffering is their fault. So I'm going to move on from the bad guy. I feel like maybe they could still give him that character flair. Maybe he could be another Loki, but they need to step up his game. And another thing, Marvel, just for a moment before I dive into this movie review, if you have a bad guy who's OP and already badass, then leave him that way. I was so excited for Thor 2. Because Malekith was in it. He was the master of the hounds. He was magical. His whole thing was to take over his race and be king. You had a good formula for a kick-ass bad guy, but instead he was just forgettable. I didn't care for how he looked. I liked his design. It's just that you tweaked too much. We have OP bad characters for a reason, Marvel. Use them. Stop changing them all the time. I mean, change their outfits a bit, maybe reboot it to something more realistic, but I don't know. Just let them have the main things about them. Let them be badass. Moving on from that, we have I'm gonna go into this movie analysis. Basically, in the beginning of this movie, Captain America is chasing down this guy, and he's trying to get this thing from them, this biological weapon. And this guy, he fights off this guy, and this guy, it was the guy from the last movie, the one who got his face burnt off in the building. and he tells him something about Bucky, and this makes Captain America mad, but he's like, I'll take you to hell with me, and he just like and tries to blow up Captain America in himself. But Scarlet Witch shows up and stops the explosion from hitting Captain America, and she throws him into a building, killing a bunch of Wakandians and other innocent people. And Captain America, when they're back at home, tells her that it's not her fault. He should have been the one to handle that. He should have stopped them in time. And she feels guilty. So beyond that, we have Vision is just freaking awesome in this, by the way. He's not in his Vision outfit. I love the fact that they gave Vision clothes. Like, they're giving him layers as a character. Like, he's this powerful being, but at the same time, he's a regular human. Like, he's regular. He likes being regular and not always dressed in powerful form. So he comes in through the wall, and Scarlet Witch was like, Vision, we talked about this. Use the door. He was like, oh, I'm sorry, the door was open, so I figured we can all just come through walls and stuff. I love the relationship Vision and Scarlet Witch have. I ship them times a million. Vision is like the protective father / daddy figure in Scarlet Witch's life. He wants to protect her, and I think he hasn't realized just how much he loves her. And Scarlet Witch knows that he has a crush and that he doesn't know it yet. And I think she likes him too. That's why she's so keen on listening to him and being with him and making him happy, and he likes making her happy. And stuff like that. So after Vision comes in the building and he tells Steve that a man is here to see him, they all go to this meeting, and the man shows them the destruction of people getting killed from debris, the Hulk jumping from buildings, and when he jumps from the building, we have to remember, things fall to the ground. If somebody's down there, they're going to get killed. And everybody feels bad because they allowed him to do that. But at the same time, we're being attacked by aliens. We needed the Hulk. Yes, some people died in the debris, and we feel bad for that. We can come back from that and learn not to make mistakes. We can do that. So after that, Scarlet Witch, they all see that, and they ask the man, what happens if we don't come to a decision that you like? They was like, oh, then you retire. And I kind of flip-flopped, because when I saw those people dying, I was like, man, maybe Iron Man's a little bit right about this. And Iron Man was like, I'm game for whatever form of control. We need to be put in check. People are dying because of us. We need to save them, but at the same time, we need to be put in check and stuff like that. And it's not just so black and white where, yes, we need the government to control us, because I'm kind of against the government control us. I understand people died full well. I saw the little girl and I felt like, dang, man, that made me feel bad. But at the same time, the government is not trustworthy. We are superpower people. What if they use us to further their own agendas and stuff like that? And as we know, the government agenda is not always the best agenda. And I'm with Captain America. What if they send us somewhere we need to go? And what if they send us somewhere that we shouldn't go? And stuff like that. Agendas ruled by people. People change, agendas change. Our safest hand is still our own. And I was like, I would be on Captain America's side if he had a line in the sand. Iron Man, I would be on Iron Man's side, but he didn't have a line in the sand. There was no line to protect the superheroes. There was no line to protect people with powers. There was no line to protect themselves. Like, he didn't have a line in the sand that basically said, no, we will not do that. We will do something else, but we will not do that. But Iron Man didn't have that line in the sand. Right now, Iron Man is riddled with guilt. He feels bad for the people he killed. He stopped making weapons to save people's lives. But now he's still hurting people, and he can't deal with that. So he's feeling guilty, and he's coming from an emotional place. Captain America also feel guilty, but he's from still a logical standpoint, and he make a very good argument. They both make good arguments. They're both right. So after that, Captain America said, I'm not going to sign it. And we see Bucky. He's just going out by his daily lives. And we see Black Widow. She talks with the Black Panther. And she's like in the building with the Black Panther. And the Black Panther was like, I'm glad that you came. I'm so sorry that the rest of the people couldn't be here. But I'm just glad that you came. And then when an explosion goes off, the Black Panther's father has died. And when the Black Panther see who kills his father, he's like, it's okay, Black Widow. You don't have to do nothing. I'll go kill him myself. And I just felt like that was freaking badass. So after that, the Black Panther is full-blown chasing Bucky down. He is trying to kill Bucky. And Bucky and him have a fighting moment. And I'm like, oh shit, the Black Panther kicks ass. So after that, Bucky gets captured. The Black Panther gets captured. Captain America gets captured. And they all have... Bucky's inside of a cell, and he's supposed to be questioned by somebody, but Zemo's there. And Zemo's killed somebody, took their identity and whatnot to question Bucky, and he says the soldier's words to make him a killing machine, and he sets him loose once he got that information on the Avengers. And by the way, that was just a great fight scene right then and there. Great freaking fight scene. I enjoyed myself. They were just going at it at a time, and Bucky was kicking everybody's ass, by the way. He was just full on kicking everybody's ass. And Bucky steals a helicopter, and Captain America stops it and jumps in, and the plane goes crashing, and Captain America and Bucky goes missing. And Falcon's there, and they get their suit from Agent Carter's niece. And Agent Carter's niece was like, good luck, guys, because the next time we see each other, I might have to be having to hunt you down. This is just giving you guys a fair start. I think Agent Carter's niece is like, listen, I'm with you, Captain America. I trust you. I believe in you. And I will do the best that I can. And the best that I can right now is to give you your suit, your shield, Falcon's rings, your weapons, and say, go. Because the next time we see each other, I'm going to have to take you out. But this is my way of saying I trust you. Good luck. And Captain America's like, okay. And we get Ant-Man and stuff like that. And by the way, I just want to touch on something for a second. I love Falcon and Bucky's relationship. They hate each other so much. They be like, he was in the back. Falcon was in the front seat, and Bucky was in the back. Like, can you move your chair up? And Falcon was like, no. And Bucky just moved to the side all uncomfortably. You can taste the anger they had for each other. And then we get one fight scene between everybody, and Spider-Man's there, and he's like, hey everybody, I like you, 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 I like you. And Iron Man was like, we don't need to have a conversation, Spider-Man. He's like, okay, sorry. And I love how they introduced Spider-Man into this movie. Like, he's just walking in, we only see the back of his head, and he's talking, he's like, hi, Aunt May. And he's just walking in and stuff, walking around, until he turns his head, we see his full face, and there goes Tony Stark. By the way, that was the best Spider-Man I have ever seen. Like, if I could just have him for the last few Spider-Man movies directed by Marvel and not by anybody else, then I would be so freaking happy. He was fanboying out. He was acting like a teenager. Like, Spider-Man is not a grown man, people. Spider-Man is a teenager. Let him be a teenager. And that was just freaking awesome. We were watching the fights and stuff. And my favorite scene of that fight was when Ant-Man went huge. Okay? He went freaking huge. He was like, I might tear myself apart if I do this. And everybody was like, what? And Iron Man was like, this is not fair. Okay? I have the Vision. I have Spider-Man. I have everybody that's OP and powerful. But this is not fair. I have the powerful people. No. Yo, people on my side, what can you do that can escalate to that? And people And then it comes to a point where Falcon was like, some of us are going to have to lose this battle if we're going to win it. So you guys need to make your way, Iron Man, Captain America, and Bucky, you guys need to make your way to a hang glider. And Scarlet Witch is trying her best to hold a building because somebody tried to destroy it. And she got taken down by, who was it? I think it was War Machine. And she was held by the Vision. And Vision was like, see what happened? Catastrophe. He's just so lovely. The Vision in this movie is just so lovely. He's like a father figure in this movie. And after that, we have a fight. Captain America and Bucky are flying in the hang glider, and they're heading off. And all the superheroes are sent to a prison place. And Iron Man was like, oh, geez, I'm sorry, guys. I didn't know they was going to send you to this place. I thought they was going to send you up. And Hawkeye was like, what, prison? Because that's what it is. That's what they were going to, that's what we are now. Criminals, right? And Iron Man, you said you made your choice, and he walks away. And I love Hawkeye in this movie. He was like, careful, everybody. He knows what's best. He decides your fate. He knows what's good for you. I was like, if I was in that cell, I'd be like, Hawkeye, yes. So anyway, Iron Man finds out that Zemo might be trying to use the Winter Soldiers as an army, and he flies off. He goes in his helicopter. He says to the man, I'm just going, leaving now, have a nice day. And when he's in the sky, he flies off into a suit, and underneath him, as he flies off, is the Black Panther, because Black Panther is on his fucking job. Black Panther ain't fucking with nobody. Black Panther is really to kill people, and I feel like that's how black men will react. Black people be like, listen, I only have one thing I want to do. I'm not on your side. I'm not on your side. I'm just on whatever side that gets me to that guy. And he is chasing him down, and he's gone. And when we get there, Bucky and Captain America was like, oh, that girl might be 100 years old now. He was like, we're not the same young people as we were either, buddy. And it was funny. Like, I like when movies addresses a character's personality or backstory for a moment or two and keep it moving. And they go down there, and it turns out those people are already dead. And while they're there, Iron Man comes in and is like, calm down, Bucky. I'm not after you right now. I'm here to stop the Winter Soldiers from waking up. And when they're down there, they find out all the people are dead. And they're shown Iron Man is shown a picture of his mom and dad getting killed. And he looks at the picture real close. Like, for a moment, he has a little twinge and stuff, like, maybe that's not Bucky. And then he sees full on place, oh yeah, that's Bucky. I was like, damn, Bucky, out of all the people you killed, you couldn't just spare those two? You couldn't fight your programming? And you could say Iron Man is being a dick right now if you want to, but I feel like I really had to put myself in Iron Man's shoes. If that had been my parents, God forbid, I would try to kill Bucky right there on the spot too. Like, brainwashing or no brainwashing, I would at least gone for his life at least once. 3 times. A lot. So yeah, that fight had to happen. And Zemo's on the thing, and Black Panther finds out that Zemo is the one who killed his parents, and he was like getting ready to kill him, but Zemo tells him what happened to his parents, and he said he's letting hate and destruction destroy them. And the Black Panther's like, revenge is consuming them. And I think that was very hard for the Black Panther to come to that decision to let Zemo live. Because had he killed Zemo, revenge would have consumed him like it consumed the friends back there. And that takes a very big person to do that, because I think I still would have killed him. Or at least beat the shit out of him at least once. So once the Captain America wins that fight, by the way, now fanboys can be quiet. Captain America can kick Iron Man's ass, suit or no suit. And Iron Man was like, "You don't deserve that shield. My father made that shield." And Captain America stops and he drops the shield like, "Yeah, you're right. I'm out of here. I'm taking my buddy with me." And they go to Wakanda at the end of the movie. That's the teaser scene. And Captain America gets his friends. He gets Falcon out. He gets Winter Soldier out. And they go to Wakanda. And the Winter Soldier's like, "What Hydra did to me was horrible. And the only way to make sure nobody else gets hurt until whatever Hydra did to me gets out of my head, I need to go back under. It's best for everybody." And Captain America was like, "Okay, whatever you want, pal." And Winter Soldier goes back under. And Captain America talks to the Black Panther. He's like, "You have to be careful, man, because they are going to come after you if they find out that he's here." And Black Panther looks out the window and he's like, "I invite them to try." And I enjoyed it with the passion. And that scene with Spider-Man, he was like, "I got beat up by this guy named Steve." And he has this ice pack on his eye. And his friend was huge. Like, really huge. It was awesome. And he was like, "You got a few hits in, right?" He's like, "Yeah, I got a few hits in." This movie was great, guys. And I gave this movie an A+. I'm so sorry this review was late. But to be honest, I get those movies that I want to see the very last. People see this movie before I ever get to see it. It's not because I'm lazy and I don't have the money to go see it. That's part of the reason. The first reason is Jeremy Jahns and Andre gets to see this movie way before me. I think it's because they live somewhere more upper. But I live in Florida. We get our movies very last. This is the caste system. England, for some reason, gets the movie first. And above Florida, everybody gets the movie first. Florida, we are like the last. We're not loved by anybody. We don't get our movies first. We get our movies very last. And then there's the issue of me getting the money to go see it. So, yeah. And then I have to remember to review it. So I'm sorry for procrastination. So it's procrastination and the fact that Florida gets our movies last. Hopefully that will change one day. So have a nice day, guys. I give this movie an A. This movie was great. I love it. And in later news, I plan on having my own rating system up. So I won't have to give it an A. I can have, I don't know, some type of rating system. I'll let you guys know in the next video. Until then, have a nice day.